Hello, my name is April January Cox, and I've been teaching at Canyon High School in New Braunfels for 25 years. I started using iPads in the classroom several years ago as a resource for my students. Here are some tips that I think could help you use iPads in your classroom. Some of the comments I've heard from teachers about why they're not using iPads are, they're too expensive, I can't afford a whole class set, or it'd be a hassle to keep up with them, or they'd be too much of a distraction if I put the internet in a student's hands, they won't listen to me, or I have no idea what to do. Well, here are some suggestions. Don't worry if you can't start out with a whole class set. We started with just 2 iPads. The next year we got a grant and got 5 more, and the year after that we pulled some money at the end of the budget year to buy another 2. Now we're up to 9. We've also borrowed from the library before. Or talk to your technology person about what grants might be available at your school. Storing and charging your iPads shouldn't be a hassle. We only had a few to start out and needed a secure, easy way to store and charge them. So we took an old dish drying rack that we had and a power strip from the tool room, and we dedicated a shelf in one of our closets so we could lock it up. Once we had more, we needed more space, but we didn't have $500 to buy a charging cart. So we found some empty space in the bottom of a computer charging cart. Some general rules about cords. Buy extra cords, so that in case one iPad isn't charged all the way, the students won't take the cords from your charging station. Because sometimes when that happens, those cords don't make it back. Always have a couple extra on hand. Label, label, label. Everything should be labeled in more than one place. Here's a tip about cases. 1. Get different colored cases. It makes it easier for the students to remember which iPad they're supposed to use. 2. Assign specific iPads for each group. Brianna's group will have blue number 2. And 3. We purchased kids' cases because they were inexpensive, but they're also very sturdy, and these have a handle that doubles as a stand. The best tip I have received was from my friend Jenna Stevenson, and it's guided access. Once I open an app, I can place the device into guided access. This locks the iPad in this particular app so that the student cannot close it or go into another app. To find guided access, go to Settings, General, Accessibility, and then you can choose Guided Access. You can even customize it. You can make it a shortcut for a triple click, or you can set it up that the students can use the touchpad. They can or cannot use the lock buttons. So here are some projects that we use the iPads for. When doing a duet scene, have the students record a rehearsal of their scene while they're still in the rehearsal process, so they can see how the scene is advancing. They could be doing this while you're doing a memorization test with the other students. The same principle could be used for the final performance. This time, record several on each iPad. I usually choose a volunteer to do all the recording and have them switch iPads after every 4 performers. Then on evaluation day, each group gets their iPad and a reflection paper. They watch all the performances, and they're able to stop and comment to each other in between. I have been teaching for so long that I remember making production sound recordings on cassette tapes. I also remember begrudgingly learning a new way to record my sound onto digital CDs. There was new equipment and a new process. Well, it shouldn't be surprising that once again we're learning a new way to run sound. Most systems now have an aux input, and it makes it easy to plug in an iPad. When doing choreography, I will load a video of me doing the steps, and the students can get into small groups and practice. That way they can focus on the steps that they're having difficulty with. Then we'll come back into a large group and run it all together. It's easy to just take one of the iPads and plug it into the system, and then it's loud enough for everyone to hear. Tech students are reluctant to get up in front of the class and talk. Allowing them to record their presentations gives them a chance to make mistakes and re-record if they need to. It also gives them a smaller crowd to perform for, therefore reducing their stage fright. Sometimes I just let them use the iPad to record practicing their presentation, but they still have to perform it live. Freeze framing is an activity we like to do, where students have to tell a story in 3 frozen pictures. Using the iPads, they can take the pictures and then share them. This way they can see, are they staying open to the audience? Is their face being expressive? And then there's the obvious use. Research on the internet. Students can use the iPads to research the time period, research the setting, look for costumes, do character collages. These are just a few of the activities that we do using our iPads. The main thing is to remember, the iPad is a tool that should enhance your instruction, not replace it. If you have any questions or any new ideas that you'd like to share with me, feel free to use my contact information listed here and give me a call, or better yet, shoot me an email.